Hi, I'm Mugs McConnell from South Okanagan Yoga Academy, and I'd like to speak a little more about mudras in this episode. So, as I mentioned before, connections between our hands, connections with our face, movements with our body, even work with our eyes are different mudras. So these 3 or 4 or 5 mudras are ones that are extremely beneficial for breathing techniques. And these were first exposed to me through the International Yoga Teachers Association in an article in their magazine, but later taught in much greater detail to me from Dr. Swami Gitananda's son, Dr. Ananda. And they're in my book on Letters from the Yoga Masters on page 108, 109, from there. And they're really powerful for utilizing the capacity of our lungs. So the first mudra is called Chin Mudra. So you connect the index finger to the thumb, join the other 3 fingers, and place them on the thigh close to the hip crease. And in this mudra, it will help to bring the breath into the lower lungs. So simply observing your breath, watch with your hands in this mudra how the breath will move through the upper and middle lungs, but want to settle in the lower lungs. So nice, great expansion, front, sides, and back from the lower lungs or into the lower lungs because of the connections here in the Chin Mudra. Then if you change the mudra to Chin Maya Mudra, so you take those 3 fingers and tuck them into the palm of the hands, but the index finger and the thumb are still connected, and place them near the hip crease on the thighs. This is for the intercostal region of your lungs to receive the flow of breath, the prana, most dominantly. So breathing in, just observe the breath and how it automatically will go into the lungs and be dominant in this midsection. So this is Chin Maya Mudra. Working to observe where that breath wants to go. And focus as well with your mind. Where the mind goes, the prana follows. And so the breath will go because your mind is calling it to be there. The mudras assist, but you can do this as well on your own. And then for the next one, for the upper lungs, it's called Adi Mudra. So you take the thumb into the palms of your hands and wrap your fingers around the thumbs and then place them down in that same place. Breathing in and breathing out. So this naturally wants to direct the breath into the upper lobes of the lungs. And it doesn't mean that it bypasses. No, it goes into lower middle, but really is dominant in your upper lungs. And with regards to the flow of prana, the lower lungs feed the lower limbs with the flow of prana. The mid lungs, intercostal region, really infuses the internal organs of the torso with prana, and the upper lungs feed the upper limbs of the body with prana. The 4th mudra is called Brahma Mudra. So you start in the same way, putting the thumbs into the palms of the hands, and now bring these hands to the navel. So your fingertips, you can see if you look down at them, and they're held at the navel, joining your fingers here. And this gives an openness to all three parts of the lungs, lower, middle, and upper lungs. So it's beautiful for a nice dirgha pranayama or full complete breath. So maha pranayama. Breathing in, you can feel this beautiful fullness in lower, middle, upper lungs. And as you exhale from the lower, middle, and then the upper lungs. Inhale into the lower, mid, and upper lungs. And exhale from the lower, middle, and upper. Feel that flow. And then releasing the hands. Just one last point with these mudras is shunya mudra. And shunya, it means emptiness, a void, not avoid, but a void, an emptiness. So if, for example, we took the, on your video, I don't know if it looks right, but I'm taking my left hand in chin mudra and placing it on the thigh, and then turning the right hand up, that this creates sort of a neutral position. And now the breathing will go into the lower left lobe of the lung. So watching the breath and bringing your attention to that area as well. And you can feel the breathing in that lower left side. So however you switch it, if you want to switch it and do the Adi Mudra on the right side for the upper lobe, and then now the Shunya, open hand, on the left. You can bring the breath into that upper area. Predominantly on that side. So this helps, these mudras help you to acquire control over your breathing, that you do actually have that ability to control the breath and to work with increasing the use of your lung capacity. I believe that I said in an earlier episode, as taught to me by Dr. Ananda, that most of us really only use 10 to maybe 25% of our breathing capacity. So we're shortchanging ourselves from that oxygen flow and exchange of oxygen and removing the CO2 toxins. So if we can increase the ability of using our lung capacity to up about 60%, then we are also able to move into the higher stages of consciousness. But the overall health to your body and the flow of breath and oxygen in your body will be a tremendous benefit from this practice. So those mudras, again, hand mudras, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Snippets of Yoga Philosophy, and encourage you to practice with your breathing. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.